Woolly Bugger, an old school of tying with fly tying tips. This long play film is dedicated to all angers who wants more than fluffy stuff with chenille and feathers wrapped along to bulky ugly fly body. Any fly should be well balanced and weighted. The fly hook always decide how many materials is able to take, to absorb, and to keep. Proper fly symmetry with fly proportions. Turkey Marabou black feather. Should to have good dense structure. I used to use medium part of feather fibers for woolly bugger tails. Our material separation from feather shaft doing it manually. After is time to remove rest of feather waste by using pair of scissors. Next step is to make measurement of tail length, which depends on hook shank lengths. The tail length of my marabou patterns is about 1 to 1.5 lengths of hook shank. When you are sure about tail length, you need to stripe up the fluffy stuff of the part of the tail, which will be attached to the hook shank. The marabou feather fibers are easy to stripe off. Use your dry fingers. For less experienced fly dressers, I advise to do it with little bit water. This fly ting tip do not affect the structure and strengths of tail feather. This method is beneficial to the rest of wrapped materials on the hook shank later. Nice clean fly tied tail to the hook shank is giving slim body and plenty of comfort to the fly dresser. If you like chenille and palmer feather in modern way of tying, you and go for it. On my author presentation, I am going on my own way of tying woolies. The body of fly is easy to tie. Firstly, tie up fine soft wire for fly body palmering and ribbing. After, make dubbing loop from tying thread. All materials of the body of fly should be tied up in one point, where hook shanks meets hook band. It is the optimum point. There are exceptions from this tying formula, but not for long shank woolies. I have made dubbing yarn based on old seal black fur dubbing. It is very stiff material when is dry, but in water is getting softer. You can also use substitutes of seal fur dubbings. How tie dubbing yarn? Please follow my Rumble playlist named My Fly Tying Techniques and Tips on Rumble. As you can see, I do prefer to use basic fly tying tools. Finisher for twisting dubbing yarn and loop technique. It is handy because you save up time, and you do not need many fly tying tools with you, especially when you are traveling. For example, simple hackle pliers are handy and comfortable for dubbing yarn applying. I used to use hackle pliers. If does not have right grip, it is good to find micro tubbing and slide on the pliers metal holding jaw. Just one. It is not big deal, but the piece of tubing pipe should be tiny and pliers will get again proper grip. Always in bushy flies is worth to use dubbing brush and brush gently materials before applying rest of materials. On the fly body, oftentimes the applied materials on dubbing yarn changing structure of the fly. For example, by pressing dubbing fibers, we are loosening micro movement of the fly holding longer extra water inside the body, and getting more heavy, what is negative for casting flies. The formula is simple: less materials, better fly. It is better to add heavy bead extra and or use heavier ribbing wire than build up non-proportional fly. In my opinion, feather hackles for dressing woolly buggers should be from the bottom grade. In my woolly bugger, I am tying half feeder hackles because body has got longer seal fur dubbing fibers after brushing. Less hackles in this case means more opportunity to tie around the fly body hackles fibers. More dense fly is better. Proper control of dubbing structure. I am going to use this method on woolies, but are many from this formula exceptions. Good-looking durable flies describing fly tier and fly fisherman. If you are not tying flies, go for good honest ones. In live, it is important what is cheap is expensive, what is expensive is cheap. Always ribbing should in opposite wind to tied feather hackles. Slalom wire track movement is the best option to rib the bodies of big hairy flyers. Good wired woolly with natural shellac will last for 10 of years. I hope this film is enjoying and giving good tips from my side. Slalom wire track movement is the best option to rib the body of big hairy flies. Good wired woolly with natural shellac will last for 10 of years. I hope this film is enjoying you watching and giving good tips. Soft wire is useful to stabilize beads. To finish the presented fly in nice style, I am adding soft hen feather around the head of fly. I do prefer fluffy woolly buggers patterns in my fly box, which with silver gold wire provoking many fish. You can fish slowly or fast, but always you are sure that the external structure of the fly works for you great. Production text idea of film camera operator. Presentation and fly tying. Mixinski. Year of production 2024. August 060. Voice Andre Multilingual. Thanks for your attention and best regards from Fly to Your Side.